Honeywell. Nice to see you all again. I have here Bob Todona with us. Bob is a professional engineer and a certified energy manager. He's with Honeywell. He worked on developing this program for you. If you remember, this is Paul Yingling, resident of Palmyra. Paul is another engineer with us.
From Schuylkill County, but not related to Yingling.
Not from Schuylkill County, but it's not related to Yingling. You're right there. Paul's another engineer with our firm, and he's resident down here in town, in the county, I'm sorry. And Tony Brum, who I introduced a little while ago. Tony is our control specialist with Honeywell. We're here representing the team that has been working here for about the last year, putting together the energy saving performance contract for you. What you have in front of you is a summation of that program. This is an extension of the very successful previous program we did here for the county. And if I can, briefly, I'd like to go through on the left side of the foldout I gave you. This is what we have here is a graphical interpretation of the utility spends here in the buildings in the county and what this program will do for you. Now, we've gone through this before, so if I'm too brief, stop me, and if in the interest of time, I'll go through it to cover it, but we'll try to move ahead. The program, in summation, is going to take your existing utility spend of over $1 million a year and reduce it by $172,000. Pure energy reduction of your existing spend. What we're going to do then is leverage that money out over the Act 77 performance contracting program and pay for facility improvements and capital improvements in your 7 buildings we've surveyed for the program in the county. That represents about, I think if you do the math, it's about 15.6% decrease over your existing utility spend, which is nice because it's an additional decrease over what we did for you in phase 1 of the program. Under that, and we've discussed this before, is a brief listing of the programs we're going to do for the county and the buildings that are affected in the county. We've discussed that. And to the right, on the top, what you'll see, this is really neat. This is the green benefits. This is the green sheet, if you will. The environmental benefits this program is going to have. In addition to the economic benefits, which are strong for the county, this is the environmental benefits for Lebanon County. Every year, this program is going to be the exact same as if you planted almost 200 acres of trees. And that's huge. There are significant environmental benefits.
Do we get credit for the Chesapeake Bay projects with this? Can all of our municipalities are under mandates with MS4 to do things?
I don't know. That's a great question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, let's check it out, guys. You could help us out a lot.
I could use that.
We could use that a lot.
Yeah, and we'll capture that. We will. But
Okay.
you know, I've never got that question before. That's a great question. I don't know. I'm just going to say right now, I don't know.
You'd be earning brownie points if we could.
Believe me, I want to say yes, but I don't know, so I'm not going to.
Well, you're honest.
I
Thank
those
you.
are greenie points.
Greenie points.
What I work.
You can see on the left what that means. You'd say 200 trees. What does that mean? You're looking at an annual reduction of over 1,400,000 pounds of carbon dioxide with this program. There's over 6,700 pounds of annual sulfur dioxide reductions, and nitrogen oxides over 1,700 pounds annually reduction. Significant green benefits for this program. What I do have below that then is the schedule we discussed before. We're looking for your approval today on the project to move forward, and Jamie has done work on the financing end, and we'd also get the financing approved today. I believe the project would fund in the middle of next month, and we'd be ready to go. And we have our schedule is outlined in the documents where we're substantially completed with all of your energy conservation measures this summer. This is a summer construction project, substantially completed then by Christmas time of next year, with the project being done this year. It'll leak into January now. It'll leak in about January 19th, but that'll be the final closing of the paperwork and such. Why I'm mentioning that is because as each energy conservation measure is done, the economic benefits of that accrue for the county. The guarantee actually does not hit till the project is done and accepted, which will probably be in January of next year. So all of those economic benefits will accrue for you. We will not take any credit for them; they're all yours. So it works out very well for the county. Okay.
So you're saying we'll probably save. It's going to be done by Christmas.
Well, that's totally done.
How much is that going to impact our general fund this year? That we will have less energy spent.
I don't think we've even taken account.
We haven't looked at that.
We haven't quantified it, because if the lights, let's say the lighting retrofit is the first component, I don't really know if it is or not, but if it would be, you know, as soon as those lights are installed,
We're saving money.
you're saving.
Yeah.
But not knowing, you know, what percentage of which building and which building is in certain order, it would be hard to quantify, other than just say, there will be some savings before acceptance
Correct.
of the project. But
Okay, so we will have a positive impact on the budget this year doing this as well.
have you ever quantified that before?
No, I don't think we have.
That's 0 a year.
Just because it's awful labor intensive with the engineering studies and such to do it. It generally satisfies that if there's going to be a benefit, to what capacity, it's all good.
Okay.
Could mind if you would just walk through quickly and
Go right
touch
ahead.
on what these projects
Sure.
are?
Yeah, I think the
Sure.
we have
19
people
and a
here,
half
they ought
minutes.
to hear what's going on.
You tell me if we go too long, give me the
But
hook.
that last time it took us an hour and
And I was
15
the
minutes.
one that did it. Go ahead.
Well, let him get started.
Thank you. Could we start now?
Yeah.
Thank you. We have 9 energy conservation measures we're going to do in 7 buildings across the county. The first one is lighting and occupancy sensors, which will be done in every building across the county. Municipal, the buildings being the municipal building, the Cedar Haven Nursing Home, the County Correctional Facility, MHMR, Community Action Partnership, District Justice Building, and the Adult and Juvenile Probation. And some of these measures are not done in every building, which then refers you back to the first chart. When you look at it, you'll see why. It's somewhat self-explanatory, as water and electricity is your biggest account in certain buildings, and then in others there are other things that come into play. We're doing a roof replacement. We're using the savings from the energy savings to fund the capital project of the partial roof replacement over at the prison, which is sorely needed. We're doing boiler plant upgrades at Cedar Haven, which are going to replace all of the outdated. They're at the end of their useful life. They have to be replaced anyway, so the new replacements will be higher efficiency. We're doing control system upgrades in the nursing home, the County Correctional Facility, the Community Action Partnership, District Justice, and Adult Juvenile Probation. We're doing building envelope improvements, which are insulation, generic term of insulation, tightening up the buildings. We're doing building envelope in the municipal building, Cedar Haven, the Correctional Facility, and the MHMR building. Water conservation is a big part of this program, and the water conservation program is going to be done in all 7 facilities, but we had extended conversation at our last meeting on the benefits it's going to bring to the correctional facility. Significant benefits there in addition to the energy savings. We're doing kitchen HVAC improvements at Cedar Haven. We are doing rooftop unit replacement upgrades at the County Correctional Facility and domestic hot water heater upgrades at the County Commissioner Facility. Okay? And that is the program. We then, the last sheet on the bottom right is the cash flow, the projected.
There's the interest rate of the financing would be 3.82%. That's a number from, I think, Tuesday of this week. You know, the market's going up and down. It actually got a little bit better for bonds. As the stock market suffers, the bonds do a little bit better. So it's hard to say in the next couple of weeks what it'll be, but the underwriter tells me that we are still between 30 and 40-year lows for bond financing. So it's still a great time to take advantage of that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, so ordered. Now, we need a resolution yet for the money?
Yeah, the motion to proceed that you took would ink the agreement with Honeywell, which is, I don't want to say it's identical, but it's almost the same as the agreement we did back in 1999. All of this is simply an extension of that first 10-year program. The difference being that this is a 20-year program, but the solicitor had reviewed the contract and doesn't have any changes, so that's the contract. The second component to this is the financing of the capital improvements, the debt service of which will be then paid by the savings over the 20 years. And Pat talked a little about the rate, but I don't think you got into the actual numbers. The amount for the capital improvements, the project cost would be $3,696,000. As Commissioner Carpenter just mentioned, the capital cost avoidance is that $198,000 of capital cost avoidance. Those are projects that, if they weren't part of this energy savings program, would inevitably have to be done anyway. by the county and out of the general fund, out of pocket, so to speak. One of those would be some of the HVAC units at the prison. About $40,000 of those are being done through this project that you would inevitably have to replace if they failed. And the roof on the correctional facility that Pat mentioned, that's something that we've been taking little bites out of as you could afford to. Did a few $100,000 of roof replacement on the prison, or the worst parts of it, about a year ago. This will take care of the next worst parts of the roof, I guess, if I put it that way. We have a plan showing us what condition each segment of the roof is in. So Honeywell worked together with that plan to see what segment of the roof is next in line. That's being rolled into this. There is some energy savings to that because it's a more insulated roof, I guess, than what we have now. It's not a huge savings, but the huge savings in the water and the electricity helps to carry that roof. So you can avoid that capital, and that turns out to be a savings as well.
Great.
So, really the 3.7 then is the total
Package.
project cost
Mhm.
and contract. All right, thank you.
There's also a maintenance and verification service that Honeywell provides that's part of this.
It's required by
Contract,
law,
so-
it has to be in here.
So that's something I think goes to Honeywell also.
And that's,
The discussions that, these programs are, they're living documents, so if they become, say, 2 years down the road, that makes sense, or there's a big rebate program where something happens that's different from now, you can always add them into the programs, and then you could take the benefits, you redo the savings calculations and take